Good afternoon, my westward expanders. Here we are making a log cabin. Make sure to grab your westward expansion napkin and put that around your neck and your westward expansion hat, and let's have a good time. Now, if you are building with Lincoln logs, amazing. I had my first attempt at Lincoln logs this week when I was making that Sunday school video, and boy, that stuff is it's made for little children and for big kids too, but when it's a big kid's first time, boy, does it feel difficult. That is some good construction. So get out your Lincoln logs and build yourself a log cabin. And if you don't have Lincoln logs, go ahead, grab some popsicle sticks, okay? And you can form yours, popsicle sticks. I sent your parents that instructional page, and here I am to talk to you about what a shake is. A shake is a type of shingle, all right? It's a little split thin piece of the wood in either a rectangle or square, and they would layer them onto the roof of the house. If you don't have your Lincoln log set and you want to do a roof of shakes, this is how you're going to do it. You can grab a piece of scratch paper or a piece of brown construction paper. I don't know what you have. I just picked scratch paper because you know Miss Keaton loves scratch paper. I picked some brown crayons. Or do I have an extra one? I got an extra one right here. I've got burnt sienna and bittersweet and some seashell, because I just want shakes of different colors. So I'm going to take some of my paper and I'm going to go like this: brown, 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 and some more brown, brown. Bittersweet, you were like orange. I don't want that. I want some actual brown. All right. Brown, 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 more brown, 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 and then some more brown, 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 okay? And then you take a pen, okay? You can have a brown pen or a black pen. You're gonna form for yourself some squares, okay? Didn't really work over the crayon. Okay, so I've got brown, 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 and I can even do it in this one. And I made some squares on here, but they're not very, you can even do it in black. I mean, why not? This is gonna look really cool. Okay, so I made some squares for myself. I'm gonna take some scissors. Careful of your hand, don't get that. Careful of your hands, don't get that. Cut out your squares or your rectangles, whichever kind you wanted to do. Look how fast. I guess mine are rectangles. Okay. The thing about shakes is that you have to layer them, okay? You can't just have them lined up side by side. That doesn't really keep the rain out. What we use today are shingles, okay? We have roofs with shingles, but back in the day, they had roofs with boards or shakes. Okay, so they called them shakes, and they layered them like so. Okay, so I've got a bunch of brown pieces here. Can you see all that? Yeah? Okay, so honestly, let's do it like this. So I take my glue stick and I, measure out my roof. Say my roof is going to be this big. Like, I'm going to cut this roof out and stick it on my log cabin, okay? So I'm going to put glue just all over that square because I'm just going to lay my shakes down onto that glue. So I start on the bottom. I do my bottom layer first. And it doesn't matter like what color, you know, you remember how I used 3 different colors of brown? It doesn't really matter which ones you put next to each other, okay? I liked the different colors just because it gives some variety. You know that I love me some combinations of things. I'm a combo kind of gal. All right, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the tippy tops of that layer. Okay, so here's my first layer of shakes glued onto my page. And then I took my glue stick and I glued right along the tippy top of the ones that I've already laid down. And so check this out. I'm gonna lay a new shake down and I'm going to overlap, okay? I'll just do it right here in the video. So here's my new shake and I overlap the bottom layer. You see how I cut off the top like that? Okay, and here I'm going to overlap again onto that layer and I'm gonna keep going. This is kind of cool. This is a fun little project. All right, you're making a shake roof for your log cabin. Now you can use your popsicle sticks. I went rummaging for popsicle sticks. I couldn't find any. So if I find some, I'll make another video. Okay, so now I have my second layer. All right, that looks kind of cool, huh? And I've got some pieces. I'm gonna start, I think I need to make some more of these burnt sienna. No, wait, burnt sienna was brown. More brown. More brown. Some of the seashell. Yeah, seashell. Okay. Need some more shakes. I gotta finish my roof. Okay. So you can imagine when they were making the shakes that they were not uniform. They were making them by hand, sawing the wood and then putting like a spike in it and hammering off layers of the wood. So the shakes are not uniform size. They're not made by machine. They are made by hand. Okay, so remember, before you add your next layer, you need to cover the little tippy tops of the layer you just did with some more glue. Okay, now here we go. Okay, so frolics. Frolics were those times when people were invited to come over and help husk the corn that had been harvested. Now they called it a frolic because a frolic is like a game or a party, and they wanted people to have fun. When you have the right attitude about something, it's easier to do. And it was an excellent, really super great opportunity for the community to come together and help each other out. When you have a piece of fresh ear of corn, you have the outside, it's green. You have to peel that green off and take off all that golden flax hair and expose all the corn kernels. When all the corn kernels are exposed, the corn can dry, and dry corn lasts through the winter and can be used all year long. If you leave the corn in the husk all moist, what happens to moist things? They begin to go rotten and you can't use it. It's done. It's all done. No moss, no more. Okay? So they wanted the corn to dry so they could continue to use it. I'm almost finished with my shake roof. Ooh, lally. Oodalali, oodalali, golly, what a day. So I'm adding my last layer of glue on the tippy top of my last layer of shakes. And then I'm going to finish off my roof. This is so cool, man. When you have the right attitude about something, it's so much easier to do that. To do what you've been asked to do, right? We know that about God's way of doing things. We know that about our homework. We know that about school. Okay. And get this. From the time of the pioneers is where we get the phrase housewarming party. So people would come and help build these log cabins, and they could build them in a day. They could build an entire house in one day altogether. Now, of course, they're simple houses. They've got the stacked logs on the side. What kind of floor do they have? Packed down dirt. It's a dirt floor in the house, so they're not making a fancy house. Are there any windows? Maybe, maybe not. There's like one door, but it's got a roof and it's got walls. It's provision, it's protection. So they could build these houses in one day. And then everyone who came to help build the house was invited into the house to enjoy the very first meal cooked over the very first fire in the house. And that's where we get the term house warming party, because the first fire would warm up the house and they would celebrate the home by cooking over the fire, breaking bread together, enjoying each other's company in the blessing that they had made. So housewarming party comes from the pioneer days when they would make log cabins together, and they would sometimes cover their roofs with other logs or make a shake shingle roof. So here's my shake roof, and I'm cutting it out. This is one side of the roof. How long did that take me? No time at all. No time at all. No time at all. Here is my shake roof. So once I have popsicle sticks and a little box or whatever I want to do, I'm going to take my shake shingle roof and stick it on top of my log cabin. And we're going to be protected from the rain, protected from the wind, possibly protected from the snow. I'm not sure where they're building their cabin. Okay, so that is your lesson on shakes. That's your lesson on frolics. That's your lesson on housewarming party. All right, pioneers, go build something. Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in slave labor. All right. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.